Hi, this is Karen Wall of Bike Homes, and welcome back to Dining Room Table Talks for Note Investors. Recently, my friend Doug asked me how we could purchase a property that we haven't seen the inside of. So I proceeded to tell him about our due diligence process. If you've been following us on Facebook lately, you know that we recently had 4 bids accepted on a tape we received. So this is the process that we used for our due diligence. First, we get the tape of the assets from the asset manager. We narrow down the list to the 5 states we are interested in. From there, we keep narrowing down the list based on the value of the asset. We stay under $100K, or we try to, but we concentrate on those assets with a value of between $50,000 and $75,000. Once we have narrowed down the list, we continue on our due diligence. On the tape, we look at the current interest rate, the unpaid balance, the last paid date, taxes owed, property address, and the bank's broker price opinion, or BPO. Sometimes their BPO is not accurate, so you want to trust but verify their numbers. When we do our preliminary due diligence, we research the assets through various real estate sites such as Zillow, Trulia, and Redfin. We also tried to get pictures of the property and neighborhood on Google. From Trulia, we can determine whether the property is in a high or low crime rate area. We can use these sites to determine the initial comps based on the houses that have sold nearby within the last 6 months. These are just unofficial comps until we reach out to the local real estate agent to get an official BPO. We also make a determination on what we think the property may need inside based on what the outside looks like. Typically, we automatically count on paint and carpet at a minimum. You want to determine the age of the house, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, square footage, and if possible, determine how long the owner has owned the home. Because the longer a person has owned the home, the more emotional ties that they have to it. Next, you want to verify the taxes owed on the property. If there are a large amount of taxes owed, you may want to make sure that it hasn't gone to tax sale, or if it has, how long you have left in that process. You also want to make sure that you determine whether there are any other liens, judgments, or code violations against the property. So, once we do our due diligence, we can determine our bid price. Once the bid price is submitted and accepted, we can start our formal due diligence process or a more detailed due diligence. You want to determine whether the house is occupied or unoccupied. You want to make sure that you have eyes on the property. In our case, for the 4 assets, Stacy actually took a road trip to Ohio to check each and every property out with his own eyes. This proved to be very valuable, as some of the assets did not match or look like anything from what we saw on any of the pictures on Zillow, Google, or Trulia. He was able to take pictures of each asset, view the neighborhood, and see the property firsthand. You can see the videos that Stacy took on his road trip on our YouTube channel. If you don't make the road trip yourself, you can hire someone to go look at the property and take pictures for you. Next, you want an official BPO. So, Stacy contacted a local realtor to have them provide official comps and a BPO. You need to make sure that the property has a clean title. So, we contacted Pro Title USA to pull an O&E report, which takes about 48 hours to process. You want to make sure that the name on the mortgage is the same as that on the title as well. Once we have all these things, we can either stay in the deal or pull out if any one of the items does not match our initial due diligence information. We are in the final stages of our due diligence on these 4 assets that were accepted. Stay tuned to see which assets we end up going forward with and investing in. We are always looking for joint venture partners. If you are interested in any of these assets or any of our other future potential assets, make sure you get in contact with us at www.buyhomes.com. bikehomes.com or reach out to us on LinkedIn or Facebook. That's all for now. Have a great evening.